There's more to imagine when you listen. So let your imagination soar with Audible. Audible has audio titles from every genre that will inspire you to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. As an Audible member, you get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. Enjoy an exciting reawakening of a beloved classic with the Audible original David Copperfield by Charles Dickens, produced by Academy Award-winning director Sam Mendes, starring Ncuti Gatwa, Helena Bonham Carter, and Theo James. This adaptation breathes new life into a familiar tale. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500.
Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. Now is the time to make a plan. Whether you plan to vote absentee by mail, in person at your county auditor's office before Election Day, or at your polling place on November 5th, it's important you take steps now to make your plan at voterready.iowa.gov. Remember, Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. Find more info at voterready.iowa.gov. This message is presented by the Iowa Secretary of State.
Okay, folks, well, we have a special guest with us tonight. This is someone we've talked to a bit behind the scenes about a big thing coming up, and I'll let him take over. AJ, we're happy to have you here.
It's great to be here, man. Thanks so much for having me.
So, what is the big news, AJ?
All right, so we are working with the ECAC, and we are bringing back the Lambert Trophy, aka the Lambert Meadowlands Trophy. Actually trying to track down exactly when that second part of the name came into the picture. But the Lambert Trophy has been awarded since 1936 almost entirely continuously. 2020 is the last time the trophy went anywhere, went over to West Point. But there was a press release in 2022 that they handed it to Penn State. So it still lives at West Point. In 21, 23, nothing happened. So we've worked with the ECAC, and our goal, and I'd say we've gotten the backing to go forward with it, is that we're going to start giving this thing out again and try to get a little bit more respect on the name for Eastern football.
So I know what it is. I came up in Eastern football. The folks in this podcast know what it is, but a lot of people probably don't. What is the Lambert Trophy?
Well, 1936, there were a couple of brothers whose dad was a huge football fan. Now, he actually died without ever seeing a football game. This was the 1930s, where you could learn these things through the newspaper. So what they started doing was handing out this trophy for the best Eastern team. Eastern has kind of changed definition over time. The first newspaper clipping we found says Washington, D.C. and up, and Pennsylvania and east. But again, it's changed over time. Actually, past winners include Cincinnati and Miami by virtue of being in the Big East. So what we define East as, we define it as it's a work in progress, but Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Navy, Army, New York, New England, those areas are who we're considering eligible, along with Delaware once they join us up in FBS next year.
This is, there are certain peoples on this podcast whose teams have won a Lambert Trophy before. I don't want to brag, but Pitt has a few. And
we talk about 1965 and 1970 here. Are we bringing that up?
I mean, Dartmouth also has two. I'm just saying that we've been out there. Just saying. So, it is clearly an illustrious trophy for real teams who are very good at the sport. I'm excited.
Don't forget Carnegie Tech back in 1938.
That's right.
Classic.
I love Yale. I love Yale's half credit.
Yeah, Yale gets half credit in there somewhere.
You'll get the half credit of one. 1960.
Well, think of it like the national championship. It's been split about 1 million times over its history back before, we got to the playoff and everything. So you had as many as 53 voters and as few as, maybe one back in the day. So these things happened.
I love this trophy. When I go back in time and I look at the teams that essentially don't exist anymore in the East, which I know like Eastern football is kind of a little bit, I would say, in a decline, but it seems really stable now. Like the teams that are there. Like doesn't seem like there'll be anybody disappearing, and I'm going to knock on wood here. I love this trophy. It's something that when I would go over the histories of these teams in the past, I've always found a curiosity about this trophy. And when Pitt Girl told me that it's coming back, I was really excited for it. And I look forward to being whatever type of part you need the committee to be a part of for it. We're happy to throw in what we need to do, any public, publicizing it, like we're putting it on the podcast right now. But this is something that I found very fascinating. And the one thing that I came across, I know this is not the same thing that you're talking about, but there is that lower level one, which, there's the Lambert Cup, which is not the same as this, but that would be awarded for like FCS, D2, D3 schools. So, I mean, I love celebrating Eastern football. There's really not too much shine on it nowadays. And any type of light we can shine on the Northeast and their football history, and maybe we can fight to get Vermont to have their program come back, because I love the sweet green.
Go Catamounts.
And yellow. Go Catamounts. Get them to come back and fight for like a maple syrup trophy or something like that, along with this Lambert trophy. So I'm very thrilled, and I'm glad to hear it's coming back. But whatever you need, we're here for you.
We've got something for you guys too. We would like to invite the Sickos committee to have their own personal vote for the Lambert Trophy. However you guys want to, fight it out, rock, paper, scissors, Royal Rumble, you guys get a vote.
We'll probably just argue about it on the podcast the way we do.
Wow, the ballot just says Pitt and blood. I'm not sure how it got there. It's just smeared in blood.
Give me some shout. I'll take care of that real quick.
The fun thing is some conferences have invited us to vote in their preseason polls, but we have not gotten a postseason vote as a committee yet. So this is a postseason thing. This would be our first thing. We voted in the Big Sky preseason poll. We had a Southland Conference vote. We've had a couple of different things, and then I do vote on some awards with the Football Writers Association of America, and I sometimes involve the patrons, like, hey, I need some help here, and this could be something that's fun. We'll figure out how we hash it out, but if we got a vote, we're gonna do it to the max, guaranteed.
You've got one. So
we have just one request in exchange for our vote. When you take physical possession of the trophy, please, 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 please weigh it for us. We need to know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can tell you, you look on Wikipedia. Well, it's bigger than you think. It's about man-sized. In the past, the UCAC has rented like a Suburban to move it, and it doesn't really fit too well in that. So, we might be taking this thing down to, who knows? There's a lot of good Eastern teams this year, but. Annapolis, Pittsburgh, State College, one of these places in a U-Haul. But that's the beauty of college football. It's not everything makes sense, and sometimes your best prize goes in a U-Haul.
Absolutely.
I almost want to join you in the U-Haul. It's just, I did. I read a blog about I rode in a U-Haul with a trophy.
AJ,
we'll get you in the back with it. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll be in charge.
If folks want to find out more about this, where can they find you and find this project?
Yeah. So on Twitter, I'm at NEC Blitz. This is actually how I got into it. Is I run a website for the Northeastern Conference. I know you guys are into the FCS teams.
One of our favorite conferences. Yes, one of my absolute favorite conferences.
We used to have a bit on our podcast, which we may bring back, but we would read the NEC schedule once it was conference versus conference. We would read that every podcast, every preview podcast.
I'm bringing that back.
And then
I'm bringing that back.
Jordan coined the phrase for the NEC. It just means something.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. But and then never mess with the NEC logo.
It just means more is copyright infringement. Can't use that.
Among other things, it just means we beat Kent State.
That is true.
Yeah, and you know what? Central Connecticut State University, hard-hitting New Britain, this close to UMass.
They almost got UMass. They almost got you. That was a good game. I watched a ton of that game. That was a really good game.
Wagner gets another crack at him.
They do. Wagner gets a crack this week. They are at
that's against Florida Atlantic.
Yes, FAU. An FAU who's been on their heels quite a bit lately.
And it's a bird versus bird matchup. You got the Seahawks taking on the Owls. 6:00 p.m. ESPN Plus. If I told you there's an NEC game to watch, if you're uninitiated, man, we get 40 scholarships. It's 4 more than D2, but it means something. And there are some really good players. There's a few guys who I think can make it on Sundays. But check out Wagner at FAU.
Wagner had somebody drafted. I think, was it last year Wagner had somebody drafted? I feel like it was in the 5th or 6th round. Wagner did have someone drafted.
They've got a few guys in the pros, actually.
Yeah.
They tweet that out as well as anyone does, that they've got NFL alumni.
We followed Wagner through they had a losing streak of like 26 some odd games, and we followed that.
Yeah. I talked to Coach Masella. He's a great guy.
It was great.
Commish, you are correct. Titus Lea was drafted by the Colts last year.
There you go.
In the 6th round. There have been 4 Wagner players that have been drafted.
Nice.
That's really impressive.
For and counting.
Oh, it's awesome.
We love Next
That's so impressive. Love Next Gen. AJ, thank you so much for joining us and shouting out and getting this project going. Let us know whatever you need as always. We're happy to help, especially hollering at folks and letting them know this thing exists.
Absolutely. NEC Blitz on Twitter, necblitz.com. Give me a shout. We can talk Lambert Trophy. I love how much passion I've gotten from Eastern fans who care about this thing. And then, talk NEC with me. I'd be more than happy to. I'd be happy to talk about either of those things with anyone out there. So thank you.
Sounds good, AJ. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
You as well.
I just realized that Dartmouth's NEC game is Central Connecticut. Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm real worried about that all of a sudden, guys.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's in Hanover.
They had a punter, like an 84-yard punt. Their punter had an 84-yard punt. And I think the one that really surprised us what was the game that it was, they beat somebody pretty bad unexpectedly. Fordham.
It was Fordham. And here's the thing. Dartmouth also just beat Fordham very badly too. So we have a comparison here, which is weird. Also, the NEC website says the game's in Concord, New Hampshire. It can't be in Concord. There's nothing in Concord. It has to be in Hanover. I think this is just a
population 1 football game.
Right. Like, it's not in the capital. Nothing's in the capital. Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of September 24th, 2024. Y'all, it's week 5. We're getting comfortable with ourselves now. We know who the real ones are. We know who the fakes are, I think.
No.
It feels like we got more information. No, not at all.
No. This is college football. We don't know anything ever.
I mean, I know one team that is,
Give me like week 7, and then maybe I'll have a better idea.
Did you just hit? No. Okay. You hit the Texas button and we all hit the horns down button. That's how this works.
The Texas Longhorns are doing great this week. We get to see Arch Manning take on Mississippi State, but we'll get there, folks. I know you come to this podcast for nothing but Texas talk. And y'all, last year, you know how it was so like, oh, don't look at us. We're hideous. Don't look at us. I'm afraid that it goes really well. This is going to get worse and worse. You don't think the Texas sound came through very well? Okay, I'll try that again. Let's see here. Better?
No,
it's kind of cutting out. That's weird.
Kind of cutting in and out. Maybe like Texas this season now. This could be ominous.
Now we just have we got disembodied mooing. It's fine.
It's fine.
I think Texas used up all their magic this year, beating ULM like they did.
Could have been.
Do you just have a moo button now?
Yes, I do. I have a moo button.
Well, that one's for Pitt, so we'll take it.
Oh yes, for our best boy, the Holstein.
That's true. I'll allow it.
As always, folks, I'm Jordan. With me tonight, I have Beth, Pitt Girl, Commish, and Arthur on the 1s and 2s. Commish, how are you, sir?
Good. Tuesday night. Let's preview this week. Nothing is calling to me, and I'm hoping
this week.
This talking and hashing out the preview can point the finger towards the game of the week.
Pitt Girl, how are you?
It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Beth?
I'm back in my space next to the cat boxes. You know, just my usual Zen space.
So I think going into this, the first thing. Oh, sorry, Arthur. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I mean, I like always, I saw a movie tonight. It is what it is. We got a bye week this week for Pitt, so I have a tradition that I do every time it's bye week for Pitt. Is I'm gonna go get shots. So I have that to look forward to this weekend.
Enjoy.
Like whip shots?
No, like flu and the booster thing for COVID.
What are you going to do during Pitt's secret second bye week?
Well, if they schedule the game at the right time, I'm going to fly to Chicago and see Northwestern's Lakefront Stadium.
Okay, that's fair.
Fair.
But they got to tell me when the game's happening first.
Flu shots by Cardi B.
I mean...
No?
Yes.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure,
Absolutely.
I'd be down.
I think the first thing we need to talk about before we get into the games, though, is the Pop Tart mascot Halloween costume.
Yes.
It's now a thing.
Okay, well, is it because so far I don't see like any actual listing for it on Spirit Halloween's website.
I searched. I was like, that I need to buy this or pre-order this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I immediately.
I think you need to pre-order 5 of them and have them shipped to various places.
Okay.
Commish.
I mean, Patreon money. We're using it. It's a business
program.
expense.
Nicole Auerbach went to a Spirit Halloween and got one.
So they're out there.
Yeah,
They're out.
the USA Today reported that Spirit Halloween is carrying them at their stores.
Okay,
so
so
I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow and find it.
I think.
okay,
Yeah,
so
where's the nearest?
because
Spirit Halloween?
I've looked on their website multiple times. I've looked online. There's nothing online about it. So
I do not trust Spirit Halloween's website further than I can throw it. I mean, it's literally a company that is built, in
Yes.
eyes.
I would just like to take this moment to appreciate going to search Spirit Halloweens near me, and it's saying things like Spirit Halloween, redacted Central Pennsylvania City, former Sears.
Yeah.
Spirit Halloween, different redacted Central Pennsylvania City, former Dress Barn,
Mhm.
former Christmas tree shop.
If you would like, you can come visit me. And there are 3 Spirit Halloween locations
Spirits
Spirits Halloween within a quarter mile of each other. A former Value City, a former Toys R Us, and a former Sears. So you can
That's
take your
perfect.
pick.
You could go in your city, Beth, and you'd be like, I don't want to go to that Spirit Halloween. I want to go to the good Spirit Halloween.
Right. Absolutely.
Everybody knows that the good Spirit Halloween is the one in the former Christmas tree shop.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I just hope one never ends up in Uncle Joe's woodshed. I couldn't handle that.
Did you ever watch the old Beetlejuice cartoon?
Yes.
No?
So there's a Beetlejuice animated series, and I watched that before I watched the movie. Beth, do you remember the relationship Beetlejuice and Lydia have in that cartoon? How would you describe it? Do you remember it?
Somewhere between like the weird Rick and Morty vibe and they're absolutely dating.
Like they're just like besties hanging out, or
Yes.
like there's some palpable weird sexual tension there.
Yep.
So imagine what happened when I saw the movie.
Oh no. So you did it in that order?
I did it in that order, yeah.
That's not the correct order.
So I watched the Saturday morning cartoon a lot, where they were like besties, and it was a playful like uncle relationship sort of. And then I saw the movie. Yeah. If I find some guys, I will buy them and I will ship them out. I'm gonna go hit up Spirit Halloween tomorrow.
I don't understand how we turned over into okay.
Spirit
I was
Halloween.
in the Spirit Halloween website, and the
Okay.
Beatles listing came up, and that's
Okay. That makes more sense. Thank you.
So when talking about games this week, we need to consider 2 things. One, there is a hurricane in the Gulf, and we need to like think about this because one game has already been canceled. Florida A&M and Alabama A&M. They were going to play in Tallahassee. It's been moved until Friday, sometime in November, late November.
Yeah.
It's a SWAC conference game.
Black Friday is when it's going to be played.
Yes. And so that one got moved. There's going to be sort of this bit of rainy mess all the way through that part of the country, which might affect some of these games, which is something to consider.
Yeah.
And also that I think, Commish, you were right here. This feels like a G5 week.
It does. Just a gut feeling. It may or may not be a G5 Sickos game of the week. I did want to note, we hope the folks on the Florida coast, which I think it could be, its projected landfall, which I'm not sure exactly when the podcast comes out, but the Florida coast looks to get the worst of it. So like Tallahassee, Gainesville, like Apalachicola, Panama City Beach, a bunch of those areas looks like to take the brunt of it. Let's hope it's not too strong of a storm. I hope, everybody's okay in that. When the storm does make its way inland, it's projected to be over the area in the cone of uncertainty. It's projected to be over the area of like Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, a little bit of Ohio, and maybe some Wisconsin, maybe a brush a little bit with the lower part of Michigan. That's where the rain and the remnants of the storm are projected to be for this game week. So this, could factor in our game of the week decision, because like when we did the Northwestern one, there was a chance for, it's a night game. It's a Friday game. There was a chance for like water spouts on Lake Michigan. Mm-hmm. It was incredibly windy. It rained for maybe about a quarter of that game. So that's something that we pay attention to. We that factors into what we could pick. And, this week we may be in that area. We may not be in that area, but it feels like, looking at the schedule, the top of our list right now, our preliminary rankings, is heavy G5. So we have a few up here, and we're going to discuss and try to debate and figure out what we crown the game of the week.
Before we do that, I would just like to briefly pause and acknowledge a game of the week emeritus in a way, because we didn't exist yet, but there is no way that Notre Dame, NC State in a hurricane is not somehow spiritually formerly a game of the week.
Yeah, it was in 2016, and I watched that entire game. And
yes.
Notre Dame is hosting a home game this week too. If only Brian Kelly was still their head coach, they would probably pass many, many times, and that would rocket up our list and game of the week rankings.
The mean person in me wants to grab West Virginia quarterback Garrett Green and make a graphic of like him throwing the ball with a cone of uncertainty about where it's about to go.
I like that a lot.
Ooh.
Might be a little too edgy for us, but I like that a lot.
Just make it for me so I can send it to Puddles.
I was going to say, you can make it for Beth for personal use.
That's easy. That's I can do.
I feel like Madden had that one year.
Probably. So let's talk about where we're going to go first, because honestly, these are in sort of an order, but they cannot easily not be too, because this is sort of where our brains have been. The first game that I want to talk about is Louisiana Tech at FIU. This is a 5 p.m. game on Saturday on ESPN Plus. This should be on the like drier side of the hurricane if it doesn't wobble like we think it might. This is going to be. Oh wait, yeah, never mind. By Saturday, the rain's going to be way further north of here, so that shouldn't even matter.
Yeah, that's what I put in the notes.
I mean, it's in South Florida, so like rain could just show up. But
rain could just show up anywhere at any point in time at Pitbull Stadium.
So I was going to say, important note: this is at Pitbull Stadium.
This is at Pitbull Stadium.
So, Commish, speak on this one. Why are you feeling this?
Okay, so the past 3 games that these teams have played in Conference USA have been bonkers. There was the one game, I think last year, to open the season. FIU went to Ruston. They almost won a game with 4 passing yards.
Yes.
Or like -4 passing yards.
Yeah, it was like nothing.
It was something ridiculous, and La Tech had to come back at the last moment to do that. The year before, like La Tech and FIU went insane for like almost 50 points together. Let me make sure, or like almost 50 points each, which was it was wild. And so these two getting together, it's strange, but they've only played 6 times. La Tech has won like 5 out of the 6, but they recently they've been kind of relatively even, but it's been close. In 2022, FIU won 42-34, and then last year it was 22-17, that last minute win. And I'm like, something about this. I'm trying not to be a full-on like La Tech hater.
No, you can be. That's fine. No, we allow ourselves these things.
Well, this is
I would not be allowed on this show if I was not allowed to be hating ass Pitt Girl.
Yeah,
but like the projections right now has FIU like 59%, La Tech 41%. La Tech's offense really not too much going on, but they've only played 3 games. FIU put up a lot of points, even though they lost to Monmouth. But they've put up 52 points, 30 like 20 points, and 42 points. They're pointsy. I don't know how good their defense is, and
their defense is bad.
So
that's a problem.
If La Tech and FIU get in a shootout, that's kind of at Pitbull Stadium. We got fireworks for Pitbull Stadium.
Can I interest you in their uniform choice, which I just dropped in the chat?
Okay, what do we got?
Uniform choice, because FIU gets great uniforms too.
Okay, who is it? The Biscayne blue.
You got the Biscayne blue.
Ooh.
Okay,
so that I think leans me even towards it because I love this uniform choice. FIU has some amazing uniforms.
They do
off the standard, and this is one of my favorites. I really do like it.
I like this blue too, but it does look a little bit like we have Tulane at home.
Okay. Someone else described it. I think it's just this picture as a little velour-y.
Like
a little.
I needed to have the like if they're gonna do this blue, I want this blue with the neon pink. Like I want them to just go full Miami Vice.
Yeah, they have Vice jerseys, but
the Vice ones are their best look by a long shot. This
is the Biscayne blue to try to mimic the color of the water of Biscayne Bay.
If they did the pink with this, I would want it to swish like the tracksuits that I wore when I was a kid.
Ooh, yes.
This has strong tracksuit vibes. I won't lie.
Can we get a starter jacket? I want a starter jacket. Give me an FIU starter jacket.
Oh, I thought you said Stickups Committee starter jacket.
Also that.
It feels more like we feel more like a members only sort of an organization.
Something that you would see in Sears circa 1991.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep this one in your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add on Charlotte at Rice, 6 p.m. on ESPN+. So there's the 6th inning all time. Rice leads the series 3-2. So there's history here. So I'm saying
Biff gonna get himself a rice bowl.
This one is in Houston, which means that it's summer in Houston still, so it's going to be 1,000 degrees and all the humidity. The ball will not kick; it will just flop in the air. And I think you can get tickets for this game for like $4.
I see 9.
Oh, that's whoa, big spender here.
I see $9.
Inflation.
Well, it's an American conference game. Let's see.
It's a conference game. You're paying for that conference name, as we know now with conference realignment.
Yeah, with the fees, it's $11. Is the lowest you can get in.
Double digits, too rich for my blood.
Too rich for my blood.
If I were in Houston, I'm at this game because this sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. My brain will not let go of, you're telling me a Biff fried this rice?
Okay, if Charlotte wins, we're making that graphic.
Yes, please.
Okay.
You're telling me a Biff fried this rice. Yes, done.
So, Commish, tell me about this one.
So this is the one where I've kind of been leading. I think I just flipped it to the top, honestly. I just flipped it to the top in my mind. And La Tech and FIU is still like in the top 3. there was a tweet from somebody who does not follow the committee. It's and basically says, you have to be an absolute sicko to go to this game on Saturday night during Georgia, Alabama. The stadium seats 70,000. If they didn't cover the end zone stands with tarps, it will be a morgue. And I'm like, that the people that are at this game are committee members. The people that want to go see this game are committee members. The people that will watch this game are committee members. Like this, this is going up against directly versus Bama, Georgia game day. And the thing to do that is unconventionally appealing is to watch Charlotte at Rice. And Biff will definitely need to be wearing the cutoff shirt because it's Houston. And it's going to feel like 130, even though the temperature says it's like 84 outside or whatever. No, probably not even 84. There's no way. It's probably like 90 something. But that tweet, the person didn't follow us. It just somebody quote tweeted it, and people started saying, "Yeah, I'm in. I'm going. I live right there. I'm going to go to this game now." And that's when I saw it was 9, and then it's up to 11 now because it got popular.
We bid the prices up.
Yeah, they bid the prices up.
Is this GameStop? Is this GameStop? Is this GameStop?
Yes.
Is this how GameStop works?
Moon. Yes, we're all apes now.
Diamond hands.
Apes together.
Rice
we
hands.
hodl. We hodl.
We
rice hands.
Hodl.
Hurry up, hodl.
Apes together strong. I know these things. I know
Owls
the songs.
Together strong.
According to NCAA Insiders.com, which our friend Parker Stats Award does, there's a lot of red on this one, folks, and that shouldn't surprise you. Rice does have about a projected 5-point margin on this, which is about what I would say. This is going to be a close game.
Should be.
And I'm not even going to say it's one of those like close and watchable games. I think this is a close game, and it ends up being pretty fun.
Yeah, I feel like this one can kind of get both teams have the propensity to turn the ball over. Both of their starting quarterbacks have more interceptions than touchdowns.
Yes, they do.
So
love you, EJ Warner.
EJ Warner has 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. The quarterback for Charlotte, Max Brown, has 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. But
they're on their second or third quarterback full stop. They've had bad quarterback luck. Yes, ma'am. You are muted.
I am muted. Point of order. Is that Max Brown the former Pitt Max Brown, or is there a different Max Brown?
Let me see. Clear stats. Did he play for Pitt last year?
No, he played for Pitt like a while ago.
No,
he was
it's a different one.
Okay.
He's only a sophomore.
This one played for Florida before.
Yeah. New Max Brown just dropped.
New Max Brown.
This one played for Florida before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Max Brown that played for Pitt is older than I am, so I feel like we would have heard if he was.
How old do you think
football.
Cam Rising is?
I don't think Cam Rising is as old as I am.
No, eventually he'll be risen.
A third game, a game that we have picked, I think, in back-to-back seasons as a game of the week.
We didn't do it last year. It was 2022.
So we did 2 years ago then for sure, because I know I made the graphic for it.
Yep.
This is New Mexico at New Mexico State, 7 p.m. on ESPN+. The 114th meeting. 2 brand new head coaches. New Mexico is rolling 0-4 into this, looking for their first win after giving Montana State a big scare and really fighting in a couple weeks. New Mexico leads this series 73-35-5. These are like bedlam numbers.
Yeah.
And as always, I hate the names, the official names for this one. The Rio Grande rivalry or the Battle of I-25. I think, Commish, you came up with a better one.
Oh, that was the one last year that we, or 2 years ago, we came up. The Enchantment Entanglement.
Which I like way better.
You can call it the Entanglement for short.
The Entanglement.
The Land of Embattlement? No.
No. The Enchantment Entanglement.
No one uses. Was that your try it? Was your try at that?
I'm not very good at this.
At the Cajun?
I liked it. Yeah. Go do it again.
Oh.
The Enchantment Entanglement.
Yes.
I'm very bad at this.
I was like, was she attempting Cajun?
Yeah, she was. It was great though. It was so good.
You gotta just make it all one word. The Enchantment Entanglement.
Yeah. Oh, see, he's a classic at this. You can't.
He
You can't
is.
yeah.
I mean, I know where my bread is buttered, and it's in Minneapolis, St. Paul.
So this one, I'm looking at stats again. We're talking a coin flip, basically. Oh, I don't have a coin flip yet. I still forgot to put that on there.
You have Moo Cow now, but no coin flip.
Oh,
That's
okay.
That's a very large coin.
Live Moss for this game, apparently.
The ceremony. I like the idea of having a ceremonial gigantic coin that when you flip it, it makes the Taco Bell noise.
There you go.
Okay.
This one I kind of like. I like this one. It was our game of the week. It was 2022. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of back and forth. This one's back in Las Cruces. I know New Mexico's quarterback, Eric Dampier. I'm sorry, it's just Dampier, not Eric Dampier, the Mississippi State basketball player and Mavs, longtime Mav. That was a different Dampier. But Dampier is fun. He can run. He can throw. He's all over the place, and he's kind of New Mexico's entire offense. New Mexico State, their only win is over SEMO, which they got lucky to beat SEMO. But SEMO is now ranked in the FCS poll. Their only loss is to New Mexico State, which is, I think they're like 15th in the FCS poll now.
Something like that. In like the mid-teens, yeah.
That's right. The historic Fort D is on SEMO's side. But really, this one, I just don't know what to expect from New Mexico State offensively or defensively. They haven't shown much in that game against SEMO. They had to come from behind, got a safety call that was kind of one of those where, was he out the pocket or not out the pocket? We're able to get ahead on that, and they haven't looked great. Now, New Mexico has been fighty. They've been fighting
like
with Arizona.
Very fighty.
They should have beat Montana State. And this is New Mexico's really, really big shot to make sure they do not finish the season winless. So, I don't know here. And it's a coin flip, so it's a rivalry game. We love it. I love how like it's New Mexico and you're doing the Taco Bell sound and run for the border. But yo quiero Taco Bell. But yes, there you go.
Oh no, Liv Mano.
Liv Mano. But yeah, this, I don't know. We can move on now.
Let's roll this one into another one where we no longer have to worry about a team being winless.
Okay.
Army at Temple, our only Thursday night game on ESPN. Our only Thursday night game, period.
Mm-hmm. Temple not on 0-12
Yeah.
watch. I'm so hype. Be so hype. I still have not gone back and counted how many desperate emails I have received from Temple Athletics, but I did receive one this week earlier asking me if I would attend Army at Temple. And honestly, if it wasn't on Thursday and I wasn't going to be out of state, I'd think about it. I really, really would.
You're going to start getting texts. They're like, hey, redacted name here. I haven't seen you at a Temple football game recently.
I'm still imagining them like the political fundraisers. Like, we just need one more Temple fan by our deadline to meet our goal. We have fan match. If you show up to the game, one other person has pledged they will match and also show up to the game, but only if you come.
The idea of having this like fan match, I love this. We're holding back fans. If you promise to join us, there you go.
I love it. Like triple fan match. If you donate now,
we have three Temple students. We're hiding from you.
We'll put 3 fans in the same section as you in the link.
I mean, Temple already owns the link for kicking. We've covered this.
True.
Holds all the records of the link for kicking now.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this is the one where one thing here is this is Army's last owl game in their owl assault.
And that's why this is one of my top games.
So they've beat 2 American Owls, and this is the 3rd American Owl that they have to defeat, the American Conference Owl. So they're going for the Owl sweep. Does Temple stop them? Does
Down
Army
with the owl oligarchy.
No, they do not.
Does Army hold the ball for 57 minutes of the game?
Yes.
And win 7-0?
So I want to talk about. I think I'm gonna cut this from the actual like podcast. Because I don't want to like spoil it and jinx Army and then have them not win. But I have an idea for a graphic for when Army wins. Right. So we're gonna need the Army logo, and we're probably gonna need. I don't want it to be like, oh, we took the font. Like, I want it to be very crudely pasted together. Because if Army wins this game, I am crowning them.
Okay. I got that.
But I don't want to I'm not going to put that out on the episode because I don't want to jinx Army. I don't want to get people's hopes up for a graphic, then Army doesn't deliver, and then we don't have the graphic.
If they win, next podcast episode is just so we're clear. That is the next podcast title.
Yes, and then we will also have to make the graphics for other teams that beat all the Owls, because I'll tell you what, the Owls are not having great seasons, any of them.
No.
I think so.
No, they are not.
I think we could see a couple of these Owl sweeps.
I do have one more point in favor of this game, and that is that here in scenic central Pennsylvania, it has been approximately 65 degrees and raining all week, and it is supposed to be high of 80 and raining in Philly on Thursday.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's going to be so gross.
Steamy.
Does the Army hype, like people talking about that 7%, does that seep into the cadet's head? Does that like, hey, people are talking now. We could make the college football playoff. They're putting us in graphics. Do the young cadets of Army get distracted, and due to the conditions at the link, they're not focused. They fumble the ball. Can Temple rise up?
No.
Okay, no.
No.
It's gonna be tough.
Oh, it's gonna be so tough. This is.
I think Temple is probably going to get ground into a fine paste, but I would be happy to be proven wrong.
Are those pellets? Do you become owl pellets? No. Owls
No, the owls make pellets.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there you go.
They don't poop them out; they cough them up.
Oh, that's right. I don't know so little about owls. It's just gonna be weird when we start our own owl-based cult, our own East Coast Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
Does Temple have a specific type of owl that they are, or are they just the owls?
They are the owls, but they have an actual physical owl mascot. Her name is Stella.
Okay, because
she is
probably a great horned owl.
I think she is.
It says great horned owl. Yeah, great horned owl.
I've been wanting to like upgrade and downgrade the owls to different types of owls depending on how well they play. So like right now y'all are a saw-whet owl, which are real tiny, like little softball sized owls.
They're so cute.
I do need to read you some Stella's, we'll call it her biography box from the Temple University page. Height, weight, we don't need that. Hobbies: destruction and dancing in the rain. Personality traits: fierce, independent, brave, curious, and loyal. Fun fact: can swallow a mouse whole. Gentlemen, if you're looking. Also, her talents can squeeze around 200 to 300 pounds per square inch.
I also cannot recommend looking at the Google images for her more highly because her facial expressions are pure gold. And it's not only the picture where Hooter's looking at her.
There's just so many good ones of just like, I don't give a fuck.
No.
So many I don't give a fucks or just murder.
Owls have the best facial expressions of all birds. Don't at me.
Oh, I love you too, Hooter. Okay, so those are 4 games so far. La Tech, FIU, Charlotte Rice, New Mexico State, and Army Temple. There's a couple more, I think, in this next level down that we can sort of like percolate up. The first one isn't a G5 game, but has some interesting layers. TCU versus Kansas. Tell me what's going to happen here. Anyone?
No, I will not tell you
People
that.
are going to bet American dollars on this football game.
We might get to set a 1-game record for Sonny Dykes not getting kicked out.
True.
It's a streak. No, it's a streak if we get him going.
Oh, it's a streak. Okay.
I mean, it's a streak now. 1 in a row.
One in a row. One in a row.
Parker has this one as TCU by about 2.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what Kansas is this year. West Virginia sure as hell didn't know what Kansas was. West Virginia would be sitting at, Kansas would be sitting at 2-2 if not for that rainstorm, I'm pretty sure. So that doesn't tell me anything. Yeah. Okay. I don't know about this one at all.
All right. So this one's played in Arrowhead. So this is the bigger stadium. They're not playing in the MLS field. They're playing in Arrowhead, which I don't know. Is it better or worse? I have no idea. But they're playing in a bigger stadium. They're playing TCU. TCU, I don't know what they are. Their quarterback, the quarterback stats, like 1,400 yards, 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas, Jalen Daniels, 626 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, which I know Jalen, he's a junior, and it's just like, I don't know if he's just having trouble processing the offense. Now, when he was like a sophomore, freshman, he was electric, like a playmaker. So this seems to be like that growing pains year where you're trying to be a pocket passer and not rely on your legs too much year. And
how's that going?
It doesn't seem to be going well at this point. So it's kind of does it finally click against TCU because TCU gave up 66 points last week? Does it still continue? Does Lance Leipold loosen the reins and allow him to be a little bit more free? Not too free with all the interceptions, but yes.
The last time TCU played Kansas, it was game day.
Oh.
That was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. We've fallen off that one real hard.
Yeah.
The single best unit on the field is basically TCU's offense.
Yeah.
And the single worst unit is TCU's defense.
Okay.
It's very Big 12 throwback.
Yeah. Now, it's not to say that Kansas is good at anything, like really good at anything. They're not.
They have a great running back, Neal. He's an awesome running back. Yeah.
That is the piece of their offense. And if they can just run him at TCU, got a shot.
Okay.
So that's sort of where that one goes. Okay.
I'm kind of hesitant here because we made TCU game of the week previously, but again, could be warranted here still.
I think this one's definitely like a warning.
It's a warning. Right? Is it number 1? I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't
but
think
it's probably gonna be in the top 10.
Now, this next one's going to require a little explanation from me. I know that y'all on this podcast love every graphic I put out because you're my friends and you would never tell me otherwise. I also know that you love the complicated things that I put out. So I love this chord diagram I drop every week. I put it in the chat. It's supposed to show who's playing who. People don't always love or get this, and that's okay. I don't need you to love or get this. If you'll notice
that one's not even bad data science. That one's fine.
So the Big 12 is playing themselves. The Big 10 is playing themselves. The American only has 2 teams playing out of conference games. The SEC only has 1 out of conference game. We'll talk about you, South Alabama, LSU, very soon.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But Conference USA and like the MAC and the Mountain West, they're sort of just still in their like, I'm playing whoever mode.
Yeah.
And so we get Old Dominion at Bowling Green.
Sure.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yes. Hell yes.
Got Sunbelt traveling to MAC, which hell yeah, love to see it.
Yes.
This one is intensely weird. Bowling Green has been very fighty this year, has looked good in all their contests.
Mm-hmm.
And Old Dominion has looked like Old Dominion. Probably a 6 win, somewhere between 4 and 7 wins.
Sadly, did not beat VT this year.
Yes. This is currently a winless Old Dominion and a 1-2 Bowling Green, but that doesn't mean a whole lot at this point.
Bowling Green fought with Penn State and good. Bowling Green. I love Bowling Green.
Did you see the post game win at second seed in that A&M game?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like A&M had a post game win expectancy somewhere in the 30s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
Bowling Green
Bowling
probably
Green
should have won the game. Yes.
should have had that one. Yeah.
man, justice for Bowling Green.
My problem with this game, and the reason that like I'm just not sure if it quite makes it there, is like my problem with Old Dominion is transitive win problems.
Yeah.
Like
who have they lost to?
They lost to East Carolina.
Okay.
And they lost
to South Carolina.
To South Carolina, right?
And they lost to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
that
and
means
they
have
lost
a transitive loss to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, like I just because I think East Carolina's bad.
This one could get out of hand really fast, which is what we don't want for our games of the week, right?
Yeah.
This one could get out of hand real fast. That's my biggest concern.
I want this to be a great game. I just
yeah. This feels like maybe Bowling Green like does like a little baby Alabama, and they just like work out their rage.
You think, right? Scott Loeffler's got it working. Bowling Green has a fantastic tight end. Just an amazing tight end. I think it had like 100 some odd yards against A&M.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Let me see here. Receiving, Harold Fannin Jr. And then had a ton against Penn State too. So I don't know. I just don't know if Old Dominion has enough to go against Bowling Green. But then Bowling Green, you fought hard against two P5, P4 or whatever, power opponents.
Power 7 opponents.
Power opponents.
Power 11.
You lost by both of them by a combined 13 points. So you lost to Penn State and A&M by 13 total points. Now you're back home. The last time they were home, they beat the crap out of Fordham, which, again, we know Dartmouth beat Fordham. Transitive property doesn't make sense here.
Everyone's beat Fordham. Let's be real honest here. This Ramley year is not great.
No, it's not going great. My question here is, like, I know Bowling Green is feisty. I know Bowling Green is ready for craziness because they bring the fight every single game. Old Dominion, I'm not sure. Old Dominion did just have a bye week to get ready for this one. And so they could have been steady in the ways of the Falcons of Bowling Green. So I'm interested. I'm going to love the uniform matchup here. Like this
is going to be a good
navy
uniform
blue
matchup.
and then the orange and the brown. It's going to be fun. It's going to feel like fall. I'm going to watch it. I don't know if I don't feel like it gets to the top for me.
While you were playing football, I studied the Falcon.
I studied the Falcon. I studied falconry.
Hey, maybe that's what we do with our money. We should all learn how to do falconry. We take falconry lessons.
I'm a Saints fan. I can't do that.
You can do it. Well, you can do it with other birds of prey. I think you can do this with owls too.
Sure, let's do it with owls. I'll do it with owls then.
Owl hunting. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do it with owls.
I feel like the podcat has the heart of a falcon.
I would agree. Podcat has the heart of the falcon.
Beth, I'm picturing you walking around with him on your arm with the gigantic glove.
Yeah. As he's like chewing the jesses. Yeah, that feels right.
Doing the thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next game might be a little too mainstream for us. Colorado at UCF.
No.
Yeah,
that game's on Fox.
Yeah, right. It's not just the Fox. It's the Fox 230 game. Like, I don't think so. Now,
It
how
feels
about
like it's going to be stupid, but yes.
It's definitely going to be stupid, but like
it's
I
gonna
don't
get
think
dumb.
it's going to be our kind of stupid. And like, I don't know, man.
If you want to tweet about, if you want to take your Saturday and tweet about Colorado football and get those replies in there, all on you, my friend.
What? Colorado? That doesn't exist.
Yeah. We've absolutely memory hold Colorado. Great, I love it.
Oh, what happened?
How about
who's that?
A game I'm not going to because I'm still sick and also making up time for my wife having to deal with shit. But I kind of wanted to. Florida State at SMU for SMU's ACC home opener.
7 p.m. on the ACC network. Oh. Hey, SMU fans, if you don't know what a Spurtle is, you're about to fucking find out.
All the best commercials.
You need tax shades? We got tax shades. I'm sure you, wealthy Dallas resident, definitely need those.
Would you like to see what 807 meals in a bucket look like?
They're the Patriot generator.
You know, I feel like people in Texas are probably familiar with those things.
Yeah, guaranteed. Anything tactical, Texas has got it.
So this one I like as like if we're going to go P4, P12, whatever, this one leans in for me because this is a weird one. If SMU had been like batting 100 coming into this game, I'm less interested. If Florida State had looked competent coming into this game, less interested. But the combination here makes it swirly.
The problem with this one for me, is that we picked Florida State last week.
Oh, fair. You know what?
And
absolutely fair.
Also, I would like this more if they were both coming into this game defeated. But sadly, both of them won a game last week.
Yeah, that would be
We
better.
can finally relax, guys. Oh, wait.
Our season's turned around. Everything's fine.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That is true. This game does have some, like, very serious, like, oh, hey, look, we turned the season around. Immediately steps on a rake.
Yeah. It's very like, I'm free, dang it, straight into the manhole.
Yeah.
For someone. Maybe both of them.
So if this isn't your taste, can I offer you some BUFFCONN? BUFFCONN?
BUFFCONN.
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 The Buffalo Bulls are traveling to the airplane hangar of UConn. Buffalo just had their big win over Titan Killers, Northern Illinois. And UConn has looked fun and feisty all year. They've been running like huge numbers on teams. Commish, how do you feel about this one?
Okay. You got Pete Buffalo coming off of a big win that they probably shouldn't have won because they got outgained by double, essentially. Which, you know, I don't know how they pulled that off, but again, Pete Buffalo has his ways. UConn is 2-2. They have 2 wins. Their 2 wins over Merrimack and FAU. Buffalo they're 3-1. They have 3 wins over Lafayette, UMass, and now NIU. This one, it shows like UConn has an edge here, like 69% on the ESPN FPI matchup predictor, which is quite nice. And I know
College Football Insiders has it way closer than that, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. And so, you know, you have University of Buffalo, UB, and then you have UConn, which is UB UConn.
Wait, what?
UB UConn. That's what it is. So really, honestly, I don't necessarily know what I'm going to get out of Pete Buffalo. It's still in its infancy. It's a road game. I can see this being a really close G5 game. It's on CBS SN, which is a network that we love so much. And
think I watch more CBS SN sometimes than actual CBS.
Oh man, I do. I am always on CBS SN. It is one of my favorites, according to Hulu.
Yeah, I think I would be there if it were not for Elsbeth. Elsbeth on CBS just tips the scales back to CBS for me.
I do feel obliged to inform the listener also that you can get in the door for this game for $6.
There we go.
This game is actually somehow cheaper than the following week, Temple at UConn, which we'll get to next week.
Well, yeah, because of the owl thing.
Oh, because there's
actually
the owl pack. The owl pack sounds like the worst brand of cigarettes ever. Like somewhere there's a giant wooden owl in like a cigarette store. Nope.
No, I'm sorry. I'm still looking at seats for this game. You could sit basically on the 50 for $12.
There you go. I was going to say, I would try those cigarettes just like as a joke.
What's a box seat for this game run?
They don't really have box seats at the Rent.
Can I just bring a box and sit in it?
If you sit in a cardboard box, how much is that going to cost you? Do they charge you extra for that?
The most expensive seat I can find. Oh, you can sit in a alcohol-free section for more money than makes sense to me. The most expensive seat I can find here is like, there is a $117 ticket here. There is one.
I cannot.
Are you an assistant coach?
It's on the 50 on the away sideline.
Okay.
That's for Big Buffalo money. Got it.
Okay.
Big Buffalo money is dropping there. Got it.
Hey,
#flagship.
Listeners, if you want to show that you're a baller, you want to flex on people, you go buy that $117 ticket.
And order the stadium champagne service too while you're there.
You about that Lem Buffalo life?
I saw it was at the Pacers game. They had like champagne at one of the bars, and it was like wildly expensive compared to even like all the other stadium alcohol. It was just hilarious. It was up in like the upper level too. Like someone's sitting in the upper level at a Pacers game. It's just someone's ordering champagne, I guess.
I would like you to know also, and then I will stop looking at tickets for this game, that face value for that section that is going for resale for $120 or whatever it is, directly from UConn is $40 plus $9 in fees.
Someone's trying to jack those prices up for those Buffalo fans.
We're money laundering. Okay.
Do crimes.
It's fine. Yeah, everyone do crimes.
You got to keep those giant Buffalo fans out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, we want to remind you that our Sickos October poll is coming out. Voting will start soon. It will start after this weekend. We ask you to vote for 10 things, college football teams, if you're feeling real feisty, but things in general, if you're not. We usually ask you to vote for 10 different things, but I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do unless you're listening, in which case, go to bed.
I do not think this is age appropriate.
You know what?
Oh, I found the picture I took of the menu. So the top thing on the menu is Le Chemin du Roi Brut Champagne, $70 a glass. Right underneath it,
whoa,
rotating slushies, $17. Like that's why I'm saying
money on fire. Okay.
The champagne felt so out of place, but I guess like someone must be ordering it if it's on the menu.
And read the next thing down.
The next one, Branson Champagne Cognac, $16.
I don't know who is buying alcohol at this place. I can't. Whoever this consumer is, I am baffled.
There's three different things in succession. There's platinum liquor for $16, deluxe liquor for $13, and premium liquor for $12. So,
okay, words don't mean anything anymore. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. Liquor is definitely Vlad in this context, so live your life.
Know. Yeah, this was at a Pacers game.
Indianans sound off in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about the time you ordered a glass of champagne at a Pacers game.
Home field. We know you've done this.
Yeah, actually.
Wait,
at a fever game.
Can we email Whitney and be like, hey, Whitney, did you order champagne at a fever game?
I mean,
Yes.
I'll admit, like, I was kind of tempted just to say that, yeah, like, I bought a $70 glass of champagne at a Pacers game, but I couldn't pull the trigger, and it's because instead I bought, like, a giant milkshake that had, like,
It feels like
brownies and cookies and stuff.
accidental Bronson line. I bought a $70 glass of champagne
It was my birthday,
at a
too,
Pacers
so
game.
I don't know.
Treat
So
yourself.
I didn't pull the trigger.
Treat yourself.
Folks, if you've never voted in our polls before, basically we do these once a month during the season and then one at the very end. And this is your chance to vote like you would in an AP poll or whatever poll you want to call it. I'm not going to tell you what sickos is. That's for you to decide. The definition we always use is unconventionally appealing. But we have explainers and we'll post those too. But your vote is yours. We'll collect votes for a couple days and then we will tell you our results. And that will be our results for October.
That's right. I'll also write a Sickos explainer for the poll on the Substack, the free Substack, like always.
I do feel obliged to tell the listeners, on behalf of professional spreadsheeter Kevin, please trust us that we know what your team is. If you don't specify the mascot, please just say Pitt. Don't say Pitt Panthers.
You don't need to say
it makes
Iowa
things very
Hawkeyes.
difficult for Kevin.
We know what it is. It makes it harder to sort. So just leave
the name of your school, please.
That's it. That's all you need.
And Cincinnati fans or non-fans, please learn how to spell it city. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As always, we partner up with the Varsity app and the College Football Blitz every Saturday. The College Football Blitz is a radio program in which covers college football across the country. They cut in and out of every radio call that they can get their hands on, which is basically like NFL Red Zone, but for college football radio. This past weekend, as always, it's a great thing to listen to while you're out and about, while you're hanging out with friends. Just put it on while you're at the tailgate, like Arthur did. It gives you coverage where you're like, oh, I have to watch one game. No. They'll get you the places that are fun. They'll get you the games that are having good times. They do this 12 hours every Saturday. You can listen to it for free on the Varsity app, which is a free download. And if you see our post with it, which we'll pin, and you reply to it with a picture of how you're listening to the Blitz, you'll probably end up with a free koozie. I can't guarantee it, but we have enough that if you post there, you're probably going to get one. So go ahead and do that. Check out our link tree on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky for various discounts. Our Patreon for $5 a month. Join us. You get to join our Discord where we talk about these weekly ratings debates, live chat during games, do some of the Sickos research. You also get access to our 3 different podcasts behind the paywall. Commish's Corner, Yes, Rah, 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 Yes, and Prairie View Chronicles. We have more Commish's Corner coming up, and Beth and I have some Yes, Rah, 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 Yes on the way as well, including one where we're just going to complain about how stadiums are too damn loud nowadays. Welcome to the Old People Chat. We have our Sickos merch store at sickoscommunity.org. Buy things like koozies, magnets, wine glasses, stickers, shirts, foam trucker hats, and more. We have a YouTube, Instagram, we have a Twitch. We've got our Substack where we're doing our stat summaries and weekly Sickos awards. Like this week, Commish found out that Army had the longest drive of any drive this weekend, and that shouldn't surprise you if you know anything about Army football.
I thought they would have won it more, but this is their first appearance in the first 4 weeks of the season.
I'll bet they will come back on that one. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go to the places we refuse to go. And as always, Home Field Apparel for the softest, comfiest, collegiate licensed apparel with the best retro looks you can imagine. I am wearing currently my Spin Your Head Goldie Minnesota shirt. I see Pitt gear and all sorts of stuff. Yep. Kansas State as well. A Pitt hat. Oh, the Pitt corduroy hat looks really good in those colors.
Yeah, man. The corduroy hats showed up today. Like, this is some stylish stuff that I so far had not had anything like it in my wardrobe.
Use corduroy hats. They're making headlines.
I like it. It's a joke.
Oh, okay, I get it.
You don't have anything on the soundboard. There we go.
Nope, not that one.
California love? What?
Yeah, I know. As always, you can use offer code YES, ha ha ha, yes, 3 HAs for 15% off your first order. Also going on our Sickos Hat Showcase. This week we have, who do we have this week, Commish?
Nebraska and Purdue.
Yes.
Big Ten West forever, baby.
Those hats are 25% off. Huge discount using offer code YES, hat, yes. That's 2 hats. And we still have any of our old hats that are still available are still there.
Yep. We have 12 total hats that are there. Get the discount while you can. If you want to shop for somebody for Christmas, it's coming up. Once the hats get pulled from the collection, they're gone forever. The discount is gone forever. So share with your Purdue fans, share with your Nebraska fans. Any of the hats we have on there that we've previewed previously, they all are at a 25% discount. And a lot of them, some of the corduroy hats. The Purdue one is the corduroy hat that just says Purdue in script. It's incredible. The Nebraska hat is one that says Nebraska University with corn on it. And who doesn't want a hat that has corn on it?
No one I'd want to be associated with, certainly.
I mean, for real.
Oh, there's the Oregon corduroy hat too that Arthur has. Oh, that's a great color too. That green and that yellow. Yeah, it's really good.
And Gen Alpha can't read it at all because it's in cursive.
That's true.
They won't even know.
I'm waiting for my Tulane corduroy one to come in. I am very excited for that one to come.
Achieving a gorgeous grin from home isn't a total mystery with Bite Clear aligners. Just don't be surprised if all of your sleuthing friends start asking, "What's your secret?" Begin by ordering your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95. Bite Clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces. Plus, they offer flexible financing, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte. Hey, Prime members, have you heard? You can listen to your favorite podcasts ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free podcast. That's amazon.com/ad-free podcast to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
So the rest of the games we're going to be talking about probably aren't going to be in our top ones, but we'll still see. I have another one down here that I'm very interested in, but we'll get there.
I mean, we haven't gotten to my top one yet.
Okay. So Washington at Rutgers on a Friday night, 7 p.m. kickoff in Piscataway.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like this. I like this a lot.
This feels really good.
Right. This just Rutgers has been super fighty lately, which has been a lot of fun to watch. Washington on 4 time zones of jet lag, that's a lot.
On a Friday, too.
Where do you think Rutgers is?
3 times, and it's not the
Do you think Rutgers is in Atlantic Canada?
Yes, Rutgers is in
hours of time zone travel.
What is that?
See, there's the
None
international
losers.
dateline.
Rutgers is in fucking Halifax now. We're going to Nova Scotia.
I mean, definitely, it's
the official FBS school of the Azores, Rutgers.
Right? No, Rutgers is in Nova Scotia because they call it Piscataway.
Oh, nice.
Oh, boo! That was good.
Piscataway.
This one, like I said, this one feels good. It is on Fox, but
it's a conference game.
Oh, that's yeah. Ugh. Right in my brain, I was like, "Oh, non-conference battle." No, that's right. This is scheduled.
Conference game.
Okay.
God
gross.
damn it.
Welcome to the Big Ten, Washington.
I hate it here.
Now we have one that, y'all, it's on the CW.
Ooh.
It's North Carolina State on the CW, something we like.
Oh, Super Wolfpack.
But it's Northern Illinois playing at North Carolina State on the CW.
The Giant Killers.
This is, yeah.
It's double. It's like Wolves versus Huskies. Oh my God.
Dogfight!
Dogfight. It's the domesticated Wolfpack.
Got you.
The Husky. Well,
It's the domestication station.
Domestication station. No, sorry. I had to.
That's okay. We've all learned I shouldn't.
No, we learned that you should all the time.
Do it again.
Yes.
I love Cajun Beth.
You can.
Domestication station?
Yes.
I'm going to have to practice.
Honestly, that was better.
This is like a rom-com where a Minnesota girl moves down to Louisiana and slowly learns the language and falls in love.
This is a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie.
It is a Cajun Christmas starring Beth.
I'm imagining, like, if you're familiar with My Fair Lady, but like teaching someone to speak Cajun.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the wrong in Spawn starts mainly on the plan.
I mean, because I've seen there's a movie called Rhinestone where Dolly Parton has to teach Sylvester Stallone how to be a country music star, and I feel
that exists. Yeah.
Oh man, honestly, there's some low key bangers. Stallone sings this one song called Drinkenstein.
Like, I love that song.
Oh,
and they call him
pretty good.
Yeah.
I do like Stallone never becomes a good singer. He just is louder. And like I guess has like a little bit more charisma than he's like trying to have in the beginning of the movie.
North Carolina State has looked suspect for a long time.
Yes.
And Northern Illinois has looked like they want to take a bite out of someone real bad.
Well, I mean, they gotta lick their wounds after Pete Lemon Buffalo took them out. But this is gonna be interesting here. And Coach Dave Doran was kind of like, hey, you need to stick with us, fans. Stick with NC State. Stick with us. And, I mean, they're on their home of the CW. They're undefeated on the CW. There's, the NC State Wolfpack. We have the CW graphic. I feel the Wolfpack is going to be howling on the CW again. Just feels right. Whether it be howling in a win or in pain.
Ow. Now, let's look at another weird cross-country G5 matchup.
Oh, yeah.
It's San Diego State at Rolls Dice, Central Michigan.
Is this a conference game?
No. But it kind of feels like it should be.
At this point,
weirdly.
Just checking.
Congratulations, guys! We're leaving San Diego and going to Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant, Yay! Michigan.
I mean, that's this time of year. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Now,
not too bad.
Commish, you're right, because this is one of our favorite conference matchups. And where do we usually only get this kind of conference?
We only get MAC versus Mountain West in 2 bowl games, either the Snoop Dogg Bowl or the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. This feels like a regular season version of this. So, I mean, we could call it the French Fry Bowl or the Warren G Bowl.
Oh, hey, Commish, did you see that someone projected that the Snoop Dogg Bowl was going to be Eastern Michigan and San Jose State?
Oh, my God, no.
It's a blood match.
Good for Eastern Michigan. Bad for San Jose State.
Eastern Michigan looking for a 3rd win over San Jose State in the
bowl game. And that could be the...
that might break them. That might actually break San Jose State.
I don't know, man. Ken Niumatalolo may break that streak though.
So, like this one again. This one's fun. This is on CBS Sports Network.
Yeah.
Do we still get the SEC music on CBS? Do they still use that music?
CBS, you do get it. That's right.
Okay.
Well, we associate it with the SEC, but it doesn't actually belong to it. So yeah.
Mount Pleasant, Michigan. The Aztecs from San Diego
State. Jim McElwain, Central Michigan.
I love how we keep modulating that thing.
Yeah.
It just keeps going up.
We're modulating for emphasis.
It's great.
I like modulating for emphasis. That's like, Beth, we should use that in our music theory book. Modulation for emphasis, for scoring for films. Modulation for emphasis. Can I talk about a conference game that I really love? Eastern Michigan at Kent State. Kent State is off the Ride to Hell tour. They're 0-4. They're back home.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 2 quarterbacks to season-ending injuries at Penn State.
Oh, Jesus,
No,
Kent State.
they lost one against Tennessee, and they lost one against Penn State, I think.
Yeah, one is a ruptured Achilles.
Oh, buddy.
No.
I forget what the other one was, but it was also not good. And so they're down to man 3, Tommy Ulatowski, who is a junior. He has started for Kent State before, 3 games last year. He's no slouch. But Kent, who's already on like 0-12 watch, that was not great for them. Like
this is like now the 0-12iest watch. Unfortunately, Kent State. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Eastern Michigan looking like their usual fighty, angry selves. This one might just be fun for me.
Eastern Michigan's going to be good. It's always weird to see Eastern Michigan away from the gray. But this is one that they're on the road. If Eastern Michigan ever wants to win, go to a MAC championship game, they need this. And this, they're 3-1. Eastern Michigan's only loss on the year was against the Huskies of Washington, which,
they played fine.
That they played pretty solid in that game. I could see Eastern Michigan handling business here because Kent, again, down to the third string quarterback, Kent State. We wish you luck, folks.
Now, we have Georgia Southern at Georgia State. The administrations have said we're not to use, by we, I mean the royal we are not to use the old name for this rivalry, modern day hate.
Respectfully, administrations, fuck off.
This is the Georgia Grown Bowl.
No, it's not.
I don't know. I kind of like that. It reminds me of like a NASCAR truck series race name.
Yeah. Like the Georgia Peach Growers Association bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I think more like rivalry games should be sponsored by local like promotional things.
Okay.
Fair.
Oh, you mean like how People's Gas bought the rights for the Pitt Penn State game and named it something dumb that I don't remember?
Well, no, I'm not like a company, like an association that promotes something, like the local, I don't know, like the local dairy association or something.
I was actually just about to say Pennsylvania Dairyman, PA Dairyman, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Next time Pitt Penn State happens, so probably never. But if it happens again, I want you to buy the rights and also to have a milkshake truck outside of the game. You will make so much money for Fill a Glass with Hope. Please do it. Thank you.
I know we did this last year, but I'm going to just remind you again of this. These two teams have played 10 times in their history.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the rivalry stands at right now in terms of win-losses? Who's ahead in this one?
Oh, it's Georgia State, right? It's like 7-3.
You think it would be?
It's State 6-4.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's 6-4, but yeah.
They won last year to break a 3-year losing streak. This is one that Georgia Southern claims that likes to claim they could give 0 shits about this, but Georgia State has had their asses for a while. And it's a lie that this doesn't mean anything. State not Southern, Southern not State is a real thing. Commish, what keeps you from putting this one up high on the list?
That one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too confident in Georgia Southern this year. They haven't shown much to me. But that's probably just me, missing their wild quarterback Davis Brin of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough craziness. Georgia State again upset Vandy, which is good. That's kind of a big thing. But I don't know. Like this one, it feels like it's a good game. Georgia Southern, I'm not. They gave up a lot of points to Boise State. They sweat one out at Nevada for a win. They beat South Carolina State and then got obliterated by Ole Miss, which everybody really, Ole Miss is just ramping up their season at this point.
Yeah, we haven't talked a lot about Ole Miss yet, but
yeah, they're just killing everybody.
They're
So I know Georgia State beat Vandy, but they struggled with Chattanooga, UT Chattanooga, and they did fight well with Georgia Tech. But I don't know, like something doesn't. These two schools, I can feel like I'm a Georgia Southern fan because they've been around longer.
Yeah,
and it's not clicking in yet. Like this rivalry is not clicking in yet for me. It's not like these two teams like hate each other, because I know Georgia Southern hates App State more than this team.
yes.
But maybe eventually down the line, I could see this getting some heat to it, a little bit more heat. They're in the same conference. They're in the same division. There's something there, but it's going to take some time to build. Like there's just something that it's too new of a rivalry still.
Only 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're playing there, and it's just I don't. The only game that really sticks out in my head for Georgia Southern is the crazy game they had with Boise, but that was 3 weeks ago. And then the one that Georgia State beat Vandy, and then they chilled last week for a bye. So I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's recency bias. Nothing. It's not firing off to be higher for me right now.
How about a Louisiana at Wake Forest? Sure, on the ACC network. Why not?
That's right. So
that's a good home for this game.
Definitely. If the Cajuns beat Wake Forest, we have to call them the Demon Deacons.
Yes, we do.
That's good. This one,
Beth, I need you to try it.
The Demon Deacons.
That's much better. Okay. You're getting there.
You're getting it.
Maybe I just need to get sleepier.
Good job, champ.
Thanks. Can we put it on the fridge?
Yeah.
I'm going to print out the waveform of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is funny. This is the first time ever meeting between these two programs. They've never played each other.
You don't say. You don't say.
Just like, I mean, I
this
don't know.
This was either they've never met before, or like they've played a 12-game series that we completely memory hold back in the 80s or something.
Oh, I like this one for the culture clash.
Mm-hmm. This is because this is not like LSU Wake Forest. This is Lafayette.
I will say this: like, if this was a baseball game, Wake Forest and the Cajuns baseball team, this would be a really, really, really good one. And maybe they'll bring some baseball flavor here because it's a college baseball game. The Cajuns have a really, really good college baseball program, and so does Wake Forest. So that would be funny.
Bringing college baseball flavor by having this game end 9-6.
I can see that.
Yeah, that could very well happen.
Yes. Wake Forest hits a 3-run homer. Walk-off 3-run homer to win 9-6 over the Cajuns. There you go.
Beth, is Arkansas, Texas A&M too mainstream for us?
I think so. Like, I think we're too much on the fumes of past Arkansas and Texas's A&M.
Arthur,
catch us next season on this.
So
this
is my pick for game of the week because I just love the tradition of Arkansas and A&M playing in Jerry World. And I'm sad that this tradition might end. I mean, we've seen college football lose a lot of traditions through realignment, and this is going to be the next great tradition to fall. Normally I'm not a fan of moving games off campus into neutral, NFL stadiums, not near the schools, but there's something about Jerry World that just really makes it work for these two teams specifically. And, the games here have all, for the most part, been bangers that Texas A&M has won. Who knows what the route is going to take, but the destination has been pretty standard here. But like every time I watch this game, like I never know what's going to happen except for the end result. And I just love that. I mean, that's just a good college football rivalry. It's a tradition to play it in Jerry World.
The Rose Bowl of Texas.
Exactly. It did host a Rose Bowl. So
you're describing porcine bedlam.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how, Bedlam may have died, ? But we're getting Bedlam in different fonts now, and that's kind of fun.
Bedlam is dead. Long live Bedlam.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to enjoy this game as much as I can because, even like obviously Arkansas and A&M, they're in the same conference, they'll play again. It just might not be in this location, which is really what, I love about it. So,
reject modernity, embrace tradition.
I'm going to be watching this and I might get a little emotional. We'll see.
Embrace paying Jerry Jones $80 to park at his giant Roomba.
I love this, this scenic Walmart next to the stadium in the giant parking lot.
I'm going to make so much money during the World Cup.
Wait.
That Walmart parking lot.
And I apologize because I've never been to Jerry World. So there's a Walmart like in the parking lot?
Yeah, basically across the street from the parking lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Why isn't that the Arkansas locker room?
Oh my God.
Like, give me one reason.
They're gonna feel at home. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I want a dramatic charge across the parking lot, like Clemson running down the hill at Clemson, but they're just sprinting across a mile of parking lot to get to the game.
Everybody carrying too many bags.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Pushing the coach in the shopping cart. Yeah, it's perfect.
Bobby Petrino in the shopping cart.
I mean,
hey, look, for when it goes wrong, he already has a neck brace. It should be fine.
Should be fine. Embrace the hog.
A&M
neck brace the hog.
Neck brace the hog. Jesus Christ.
I have a new hashtag for when things go wrong.
Stop it.
I was really hoping no one would do Petrino voice. I was thinking about attempting it and decided against it, and then you went and did it.
It's fine. I can just edit it all out.
No, if I had to hear that, the listeners need to hear that.
A&M's won 11 of the last 12. Going even back to a time when they played a home and away series that was not at Jerry World for 2 years. A&M wins this game.
Yes.
Almost every time.
Yes.
And yeah,
I mean that's what Hugh Freeze said about Auburn playing Arkansas, but then look at the actual game that happened.
Hey, that means Hugh Freeze is listening to Bill C's advanced analytics finally. Bill C was not happy when he realized that what he said was based off of his numbers. Oh no, at what cost have I spread advanced analytics? Hugh Freeze is using them now. Oh no.
With great power comes great responsibility. Some other responsibility being to keep the statistics out of the hands of Hugh Freeze.
How about Big Noon Saturday? The biggest game. We got Minnesota at Michigan. Yeah.
Big nude little brown jug.
I mean, that's about it, right? Great trophy, but this game, I don't think that Minnesota is gonna stand up to Michigan's rock punching.
Yeah. Do you like hitting a gopher with a meat tenderizer over and over and over?
Goldie's head is gonna spin.
Yeah.
Non-voluntarily.
Mm-hmm.
Go get that neck brace. Goalie might need it.
It'd be funny if Minnesota pulled this off. It'd be really funny if they did that.
Oh, I'd be y'all, when I say that Michigan's going to win this one, I'm sure of it. I would love nothing more than to be extremely wrong about this, right? I would love to watch Minnesota just run them.
I mean, so the thing about this year's iteration of Michigan is that if they end up in a ditch in any way, it's going to get really bad really fast. They have no ability to get themselves out of a ditch once they're in one. So if Minnesota can find a way to run them off the road into said ditch,
there's no winch. There's no winch coming.
No, there's no winch. This is just Jeep. There is just Jeep, but no winch. So once you're stuck, you are stuck.
And like Texas did it to them, right? Texas had a blueprint. The problem is the blueprint involves so much talent that I don't know if you don't have 20 guys that can just ball, I'm not sure that blueprint works.
Yeah, no, Minnesota has to like force Michigan to be dumb.
Yes, can I interest you in stupidity?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like,
stupidity will get this done.
Force them to throw? Yeah.
No. Like
just
turnover stupid. Like stupid.
Yeah, like encourage them to like, oh no, don't do that. Oh no.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Nebraska at Purdue is our hat game of the week. It is on the Peacock only.
Only on the Peacock.
Which is what you pay the big bucks for Peacock streaming.
That's right.
Nebraska Purdue. Possibly rainy due to the remnants of Helene. We'll see. Is it Helen or Helene? The hurricane.
I've been assuming Helene.
I've been hearing Helene. That's the way I've been leaning.
So there's a very famous music piece called La Belle Helene, which is the way I pronounce it that way. That's my only reference. Okay.
The broiler makers. Who typed that? That was Beth.
Yeah,
okay.
I was going to say, Beth, would you like to read what you put in the chat a little bit earlier, please?
I just said broiler makers, and I will not comment further.
I will comment further. That sounds like maybe the most cursed cocktail we could ever come up with.
I mean, it would be what? Corn whiskey and a shot of beer? Or beer or other way around?
Which I can see something really stupid happening in this game. Purdue gets out to a big lead. Nebraska comes back. And they win their first one possession game in so long.
This would be the one to do it on.
I mean, honestly, the way Purdue has looked so far this season, I feel like Nebraska can keep this streak going by winning by more than one score.
Probably. It's likely. Like Nebraska, if they are a good team, if they are going to make a bowl game good team, they need to handle business against Purdue. If they don't,
oh my god,
and they let that loss linger from Noir.
Like that's it, right? Can they turn the corner on a close loss and come back and be the team that they want to be?
Or does it linger?
Like a bad red wine hangover.
That's right. Do you have to? Matt Rule, don't let it linger.
Other games. North Carolina at Duke. Ugh.
Why is this game so early in the season? What the fuck?
It feels rivalry week. Weird. It's rivalry week for Duke.
What the fuck? No, but like actually, what the fuck? There was no reason this game needed to be put here.
Why is it in mid-October?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. To me, this isn't like the big one for either school because like North Carolina State, I feel like is the bigger football rivalry there.
It is.
And like Duke plays Wake Forest and like they have the private Carolina school thing going. And this is kind of like, oh, we're going to, like basketball, this is the rivalry. Like football, They
still hate each other.
It feels weird that this is in September. I don't like it.
Agreed.
I honestly, this one, if Duke wins this, Manny Diaz is 5-0.
Oh my god! And in none of those games have I been like Duke, totally comfortable win.
Well, except the Middle Tennessee one, but
okay, yeah.
The rest they just scored 26,
26,
and 26. That's right. Last week they scored 45, which I don't know what to expect. Like North Carolina, they gave up 70 to James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
We played probably one. Yeah, that just happened. I don't know what's going to happen in this game whatsoever. Duke is home. Can Manny Diaz get revenge on Mac Brown for stealing his soul after he was the head coach and it was a rough loss by Miami? Can he get his soul back from Mac?
I don't think so, Manny. Manny, I love you so much, Manny, but I don't think I can do that. No return policies on your soul, please.
I would like to present a fun fact about this rivalry.
Go.
So this rivalry is one of several victory bells.
Victory's bell.
Victory's bell. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Beth. Game results section on the Wikipedia page opens with this. While the two schools agree that North Carolina leads the series, they do not agree on the overall record. North Carolina claims an all-time lead of 64, 40, and 4. Duke claims North Carolina leads 63, 41, and 4. The dispute centers around an 1889 game in which both North Carolina and Trinity, now Duke, stayed home because they believed they were the home team. As a result, both schools claim the game as a win by forfeit, 1-0.
Oh, hell yeah.
Most neutral record keepers credit that game to North Carolina. We here at the Sickos Committee believe that both of you should be able to claim that one.
Yep. Both teams get the win.
Hey, okay. I'm dying laughing. Hey, yeah, we'll play this weekend. The direction's unclear. We're both staying home. What the hell? And you know what's funny? The telephone, you maybe be like, hey. I mean, the telephone was invented, right?
Telegraph.
Sending a telegraph. Hey, are you coming? Stop.
Beep, beep, beep.
Where the fuck are you? Stop.
You know what would have been hilarious if they did the telegraph thing or the telephone thing, and then they both switched stadiums, and then.
Oh god, it's the 80s movie telephone plot. God damn it.
Yes, 1880s. But
I mean, that's like a plot point in like a Shakespearean play or something.
Yeah.
Oh
Where,
yeah.
like,
This is
that's
very.
how
This is
the
very.
message
This is where you
gets
find out they're
out.
actually twins who were kidnapped by pirates.
This feels very opera. This feels very 1700s opera. Yeah, same thing.
speaking of
turns out-
pirates,
They were in a disguise, so they just couldn't recognize each other at all. That's how good their disguises were back in the day.
First up, UTSA East Carolina conference game. Yes or no?
yes.
Really?
Yes, American conference game. Yes.
American
Oh, I just said
Conference.
no. Oh no.
How about Tulsa at North Texas conference game? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's an American conference game.
American.
Texas State at Sam Houston conference game or no?
No?
Nope.
No, that's Sun Belt Conference USA.
Okay.
Y'all, I wish you could have seen like Pitt Girl's like eyebrows and head scrunches at this one.
Look, I know a lot of you know conferences now because you played NCAA 25. I do not own an Xbox and have not and know nothing.
Also, it's almost midnight.
Also that.
I will say, and Commish is correct here. Well, Commish, what did you say about that Texas State Sam Houston game?
So for Sam Houston, this feels like a litmus test for the Bearcats.
Yes. Agreed.
Like how this feels like what their season ceiling could be here. Where do they measure up with Texas State? And this is one where, you know, Texas State going to be a heavy Sun Belt favorite. Where are they at against them? Is it a close game? Is it a blowout? Because, I mean, Texas State took care of business against UTSA. This is a road game. Sam Houston is home. They have the power of the statue. I'm very curious to see where Sam Houston is this year against Texas State.
Sam Houston has scored 31 points in both of their last two games.
Mm-hmm.
And on their first game, they scored 34.
Yeah.
Don't ask what happened
Okay.
against UCF. No one's asking that about that game. So it looks like their offense may just sort of like roll over at 35. Like that's all they got in the tank. If that's the case, Texas State will score more than 35. That's the worry. Can they keep up with the points?
Or can they slow down the offensive attack? Who knows?
Yeah, fair. Okay. I don't know if I want to talk about each of these games going forward. Commish, are there a couple on here you want to highlight?
Oklahoma and Auburn. That feels like the bad vibes. That feels like the bad vibes SEC game of the week.
Look away. Don't look at that. Do not look at that. You want to see a war crime? Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Subtitle: This game is I don't know if it's gangrene, but we're all going to find out.
Oh, this is on ABC proper, too.
It is.
Oh, God. That's
This
going to be
is the
so
FIFA
bad
game.
for your eyeballs. Don't watch that game without eye protection, folks.
On the Lord's ABC.
That's right. Virginia Tech at Miami on a Friday. Friday night. This is the classic Big East ACC version of this.
Mhm.
If Miami is good, if they are a good team, they should handle business. Do they play with their food here or lose? Or does Virginia Tech pull something that we haven't seen from them all year against Miami? I don't know. But if Miami is good,
proof of it, but God, that would be fun.
If I have no proof of it, right? If Miami is good, if Miami is a top team in the country, a top team in the ACC, they should handle business. Will they? I don't know. Next game, I got South Alabama at LSU. This one is very curious here. South Alabama, as somebody said, somebody was interested in this one.
That was me.
That was you?
Yeah, I'm moderately interested in this one because South Alabama gave Oklahoma State hell last year, and they're on a bit of a roll this year.
They are on a bit of a roll. They got their starting quarterback back, and they got it going. I was just making a joke about them only being able to win games on Thursdays.
Oh, yes.
Reasonable because their 2 wins are giant blowouts on Thursdays. But their quarterback is back and healthy. LSU is down Harold Perkins for the rest of the year. Some defense, and LSU's defense was always a question mark. The last time a Sun Belt team, I think, played LSU was in 2000. I'm sorry. The last time a Sun Belt team from Alabama, from the state of Alabama, went to Tiger Stadium was Troy, and Troy beat LSU in 2017. So maybe.
I mean, if this gets spicy, we might get to find out if there's a whole other unexplored layer to the Brian Kelly anger scale.
Oh, I have to take something on to the end of this. This
thing goes to 11. Did you know that?
This is the Brian Kelly face. I'm gonna name it right now. It's the Louisiana, the color of the Louisiana people when you say Mardi Gras was invented in Mobile.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
I mean, if South Alabama wins this one, then that's
then you have to claim it, but they lost to Tulane, so Tulane got it back.
I think LSU wins it. I'm just curious to see how many points South Alabama can score on them. That's the number I'm more interested in.
Interesting. Yeah. We'll see. Army 2, aka Air Force, at Wyoming. Both of these teams seem to have horrible games.
Yeah,
this year,
these teams are not firing on all cylinders.
This is almost where. These teams are not great, but they've not been fun bad. They've not been fun bad. They've just been a little sad. That's why it's a little bit lower on the list.
Stuck in first year bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Wyoming kind of needs this to get a win, which they'll have a few opportunities later in the year, but they need to get one for their new head coach. Army 2 still hasn't got a passing touchdown, so that's why they're still called Army 2. You got Washington State at Boise State.
This one probably is going to be the banger, the late night banger. 9 p.m. FS1, Washington State, Boise State. They moved this one off of Fox to move Oregon, UCLA onto Fox, which is going to be a way less competitive game. Not nearly as fun. This one's going to be great. This might be the one game I'm most excited for this week in terms of just seeing how the pieces work. 2 of my favorite players, Washington State's quarterback and Boise State's running back, whose name I can never remember. Help me here.
I know we pronounced his name wrong.
I did. Boise
I'm
State's
afraid to say it.
Oh, it's Genty.
Genty.
Yes.
Ashton Genty.
I was like, it's like pants, but I can't remember.
It's not Genty, but it's Genty.
Yes. So 2 of my favorite players playing
Genty.
in the game, this one is written over. Plus, now that we know that, again, we didn't talk about it, but I'm just gonna throw it in here. Now that we know that Mountain West is suing the Pac-12, now this has other fun layers to it too.
Yeah.
And this is a future conference game.
Yeah, Boise State is on the same side as Washington State and all this.
That's right, they are.
I don't know who's on the same side on anything on this one. Let's be honest here.
right.
I mean, this game, Boise State, Washington State, they played a banger of a game, and I want to say like 2018.
Something like
It's
that.
still like I think about it as like one of the great games that I've happened to have watched all of in person, not in person, but like on TV. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope if this game is anything like that game, then we're in for a treat.
All right. ULM at Troy. The only thing that I have here is, can Troy win their first coin toss this year? They are 0-4 on the year in coin tosses. They are 8-24 since 2022.
Like statistically.
Yeah, that's statistically wild.
It is. And I don't have much faith in ULM going to Troy. This I feel like this is the game where ULM gets my hopes up, and then they lose like a close, heartbreaking one, and then I'm like, 3-1 would be way better than 2-2. I just don't break my heart, ULM. This game, you're gonna. I have a feeling to either like win this game or like just have it not be close. I don't want a close loss here.
Okay, you don't want the like lose by 2.
No, I don't want, because this what happened last year is App State hit a 56-yard walk-off field goal in the fourth game, and ULM could have been 3-1 then, and that kind of like that was it for the rest of the season. I don't want that to happen again. That hurt. Do you have a ULM bet for me? And there's no tattoos in this game.
I'm trying to think. No, I don't know if I have a good one for this one, because I feel like this one is. I'm sort of with you that they like ULM has looked better. They've been doing well.
Mm-hmm.
They so they lost to Texas. Cool. So did Michigan. You're Michigan. Congrats.
Yeah,
ULM handshake Michigan.
That's make that graphic. Both lost to Texas. Yes. That'll really. God, Michigan fans are gonna hate us again. It's great. We're picking on Michigan fans. Come join us, Michigan. You're down here with us now.
That's right.
You are. You're locked in here with us now. Come on in. The water's fine.
ULM, Upper Louisiana, Michigan. Got it.
That's right. I mean, is there a Monroe, Michigan? It feels like there's like a Monroe, Michigan. There has to.
They would, I'm sure they have a town for every president. That's the most Michigan thing I can think of.
It feels like it. Is there a Monroe, Michigan? It feels that.
Yes. The Monroe is the largest city and county seat of Monroe County, Michigan.
Okay.
Oh, they got a whole county.
They have a whole county. So, Monroe, Michigan.
It's between Detroit and Toledo. It's like
perfect.
Disputed territory.
Oh, great. That rule. Monroe and Michigan connection. I don't have any bets. ULM, just don't break my heart this game, please. You're gonna break my heart. I know it. I can just feel it right now. It's gonna hurt. Kentucky at Ole Miss. Sure. Maryland at Indiana. September Maryland has sputtered and faltered. Can Indiana kill in possible rain, impossible Helene stuff? Same with the Purdue Nebraska game. Can they take out September Maryland? This would be huge for Indiana, because they would be what after this one?
4-0,
5-0,
5-0,
5-0 Hoosiers.
Is Indiana allowed to do that?
9 Indiana is on the table still.
9
First
Indiana
place,
on the
Big
table.
10, Indiana.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Kirk Cignetti. Cincinnati at Texas Tech. I'm curious on this one, because Texas Tech is seemingly got their act together. And I don't know. I'm just thinking about Skyline chili in a tortilla.
Okay.
Like the spaghetti.
Yeah, I can do it. You need something to sop it up with, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'll work.
You got lots of cheese glue.
Spaghetti Rito.
But it doesn't melt, though, Beth. That's the part that's crazy. There's so much cheese it doesn't melt. It stays as like cheese spriggles.
Spriggles? What?
Well, you know what I mean.
Like shredded cheese?
I like that. Yeah, I like that, especially for Skyline chili cheese, because it's so like thin and like it's like
It's just very
it's a good word.
spingly.
Spingle.
Oklahoma State at K-State. That that's going to be a weird Big 12 game. And that's the early morning game. Why couldn't that be a night game? That needs to be a night game.
Yeah.
Navy at UAB, South Florida at Tulane. There's been a lot of shit talking between these two programs.
There has been.
And
they're both going to the Pac-12.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, they're staying.
Did you see the Pac-12? Pac-12 offered them, like, they have like a $20 million buyout from the conference.
We'll
the Pac-12 offered like two.
We'll give you
like,
10%.
Yeah, here's like 2.5 mil.
I have $2.
Yeah.
I only have this much monies. But no, South Florida Tulane is going to be here. Underrated game. That's going to be 11 a.m. ESPNU. Check it out. That should be a really good American Conference game. Western Kentucky at BC. Western Kentucky's great promo. They're reading books about the Boston Tea Party and their black helmets. That should be fun. Ball State at James Madison. Good luck, Ball State. Fresno State at UNLV. That is probably, again, for the other team in the Mountain West title game. I'll say that. Louisville at Notre Dame. It could be rainy in South Bend with the remnants of Helene at this point. It is on Peacock, and somebody typed, this is a Peacock-ass game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
This is undefeated Louisville, by the way. Remember, they're floating there 3-0.
They are.
Man.
Sure.
You know, there's such a thing as a get right game. This feels like it might be a get wrong game.
For who?
In the rain.
That's for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Wisconsin at USC. Alex Grinch revenge game.
That's a conference game, and I hate it.
Was the Grink there getting revenge on Lincoln Riley?
At 11:30 local in the fucking... No, sorry. That would be 12:30 local in the South California sun. Great.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Akron at Ohio. Good luck, Zips. Ohio hasn't won much this year. But
they haven't looked great.
Well, I mean, the schedules, they had the bye games. UMass at Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio is wearing the Western College tribute uniforms.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
The old women's college that Miami took up back in the 70s.
Totally. Western Michigan at Marshall.
Conference game or not conference game?
It's I mean, in the old days it used to be, but it's not anymore.
Not non-con.
Non-con. Thank you.
Marshall is not a MAC member.
Not anymore.
They were at some point.
Yeah,
in time.
They used to be in the MAC.
Yeah.
We talked about this on the show, and I forgot, and it feels weird.
Your face was like,
They were in the MAC with like UCF. Like the MAC didn't used to just be.
So Stanford at Clemson.
Yes, conference game.
It is the conference game. Stanford has had to go to the East Coast in back-to-back weeks.
Shout out to Stanford's frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
You did this. You did this on purpose.
Friend of the program who we're going to have on at some point. She covers women's sports out in the Bay Area. I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now. I feel so bad about it.
Is it Marissa?
It's Marissa, yes. Yeah. She figured out that Stanford's women's basketball is traveling, I believe, 20,000 miles this year.
Jesus. That's so many miles.
A lot of
That's almost the circumference of the earth.
Yeah.
Illinois at Penn State.
NBC
look,
6:30.
This is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game. I would really love if Bert could pull off 9 OTs again.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Go for 10.
We've seen Illinois Penn State
Go
before.
for 10. Go for 10. 10 OTs. Do it. Middle Tennessee at Memphis. Memphis, you should bounce back after losing to Navy. Arizona, Utah, Liberty at App State, Ohio State, Michigan State, Mississippi State at Texas, Georgia, Alabama, Oregon at UCLA. Probably not talking too much about that. We were 1 week too early for the Leatherneck Lookout. It's actually this week in Macomb, Illinois. It's possibly rainy. They're possibly going to have the remnants of the storm. Western Illinois is facing D2 McKendree at 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus, trying to end their 27 or 28 game losing streak, the longest in Division One. They may have to battle in a tropical storm to get their first win in so long. Good luck to the Leathernecks. Let's do it. We have a couple of different FCS games, some Big Sky bangers. Idaho at UC Davis is going to be a late night, 9 p.m.
Ooh.
Big Sky bangers at UC Davis. UC Davis's field is fun. It's not the Kibbe Dome though, but still, UC Davis is a great view on TV. Montana at Eastern Washington also late. There, it's going to be on the red field on ESPN Plus at 7 p.m. Central. So we're going to have a little Big Sky at the end of the time. Somebody wanted to do the NEC preview again.
Lastly, our NEC preview.
You do have 15 seconds.
Mercyhurst is home against D2 Frostburg State. Robert Morris is traveling to Eastern Kentucky. LIU is traveling to Villanova, and Wagner is traveling to FAU on ESPN Plus. Folks,
can I do the picker wheel real quick?
Yeah, sure.
The one FBS preview, FBS versus FBS preview here.
Hit it.
FCS versus FCS preview.
Hold on, why did that come up? That was weird. Let's see what we got this week. Is it making the noise for you, or is it just me?
No noise. That's okay.
Totally.
Hello there.
Nope.
The Blue Hose, hosting Davidson on ESPN Plus.
Okay.
This is a Pioneer. Okay, this is a Pioneer League matchup.
Mm-hmm.
We got blue hose in different area codes.
I've got hose.
Has President?
I've got blue hose.
I gotta see what the Pioneer League even has been doing this year, because I will admit I have not been watching this.
Area codes. Hose.
Where are they standing?
This is their first conference game.
Okay. That would explain why you don't know what the Pioneer League been up to, because they haven't done any league play.
What state is Presbyterian in? Go.
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. You're correct. Okay. Good job.
Hey!
Everybody was like, South Carolina.
And where's Davidson?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
A little bit north of Charlotte.
That one I knew.
Steph Curry.
Yes, he went there.
Okay, folks. That's what we got for today. Everyone have a good weekend and enjoy your rivalries if you have them.
Yes, enjoy
on
them.
the other side.
The Blue Hose. The Blue Hose.